Okay. Swamp. Not sure if it might be a little bit difficult to go around the perimeter of this place, given some of it is inundated. We'll see if this proves to be a problem like it most definitely will in Columba after this. Thing is, I'm not sure I can think of many notable landmarks in the swampy portion. First you have the whole military base thing. So let's try to find where a nearby border to this map is, if that's actually possible to do. I don't actually know if this... Oh, thought that was a gap between the buildings. I don't know if there's actually a nearby border. I actually don't know off the top of my head where the border is to this area at all. Okay, so that might be one. So this enters the place. Okay. So I guess I might assume that that's all those things. Yeah, so this feels north here, I guess. This feels more midday. The shadow doesn't extend as far usually. It feels like in this map. Though it extends very far, depending on my orientation. Anyways, so I guess this is north I'm going here. So I stay on the west side of the compound. Just to make sure, I presumably can't go any further west of the compound, right? Or, again, this is north. Can't go any further south of the compound. I actually see stuff lying around too. Okay though, so going west here. So I guess the compound's on the south side, and you... It's only barely in bounds there. And so it's along the south side. Isn't it like the entire south side? Can't go any further west. It's a little hard to stay in bounds here. Okay. So, can we go any further east, or does this actually, given the size that I'm noticing right now, it feels like this might actually cover the entire south side of the map. But it's not that big. Here, hold on. Okay, so maybe not the entire south side. He says it's just the southwest side of the map. So like there's just the southwest corner of the map happens to have this little military installation. Yeah, I guess so. Okay. I figured that would take up more of the map, to be honest, but... Nope. Okay. Come on. Objects you can bump into in this game are so heavy most of the time. Which is kind of weird compared to how heavy an ATV would be, but... Interesting, you can actually have multiple levels of fences here. Anyways, okay, so going west along the compound here. And this is pretty big. This is actually pretty big. I don't think we ever had to go up here, but this looks like a little place you can just kind of hop around in. Yeah, it's a little dark, but there's not really a lot to do there. And you can hop from one side to the other, just not this side to that side. I'm surprised you can't define your own, like, targets in this game. Yeah, like the freestyle objectives. This is a thing that can happen sometimes. There we go. And you can still force respawn using the... Oh, boy, game, what have you done? Actually, that might be a problem. Okay, can I get out of here? Yeah, it's not closed in. Good. That was... I never had that happen before. I've had the game, like, respawn me inside a moving train before, but... Okay. Okay, so we're on the west side. If we go north from here... Okay, so then a bit... I guess on the west side, north of the compound, you do have this whole... So you have the freestyle area, which is just all the... kind of the tank training area, or whatever you want to call it, testing area, and clearly stuff got blown up here, leaving lots of craters. This is still part of the compound, actually, I guess. So the compound extends a little bit northwards on the west side. And a good deal northwards, actually. That one authorized personnel sign they really like using. Alright, and then I guess the whole rest of the map is just gonna be kind of nondescript swamp, if I had to guess. Which probably just not gonna have much to do in it, in my opinion. Okay, there's... I guess there might be a river that kind of runs east-west? Where does this end? There's actually a little ferry there, or whatever we want to call it. It's more of a lake, I guess. And river, but does it run east-west through the whole thing? There was water off in the east side. Well, it ends here. Okay, so it more just turns swampy. Doesn't actually run through everything. But it runs almost through everything. You notice how much they reuse some of these signs here? As you really start paying attention. But, yeah, so I guess this is almost a river. A lake-ish kind of thing. That runs east-west towards the north end of the map. You can still go further north, clearly. I think I'm about to figure out how to rev my engine while I'm in the air like that. Kind of silly, but yeah, if you let go of the gas, put it down again, and then let go of it again while you're in the air, I'll rev the engine. Silly little thing. I don't really know what makes it rev. I don't really know precisely how you make it rev if you're on the ground, though. But yeah, I guess just kind of through the middle. East-west you have this whole somewhat river. Oh, well, that might help me read it. Well, that won't help me read it. Sorry, sign. Your story will have to go untold. Anyways. Yeah, I don't feel like there's enough here to really orient myself that well. Especially if that river doesn't actually go the entirety of the map east-west. Which it clearly does not. And now we're at the east side of the map. Yeah. I don't think there's much to work with here. There's not a lot to this map. Just how it always felt to me, to be perfectly honest. I think we're at the north side now. Violators will be shot, survivors will be shot again. Very nice. But, yeah, and there's not really much here. And in the middle, you'll see some, like, hops over water and whatnot, but otherwise there's just not much in this map. This map, I suppose, was kind of like a nondescript blur in my mind of swampy stuff, and then somewhere there was the compound. The military compound. And yeah, and then they reused this thing again. Yeah, there's just not much to see here. Yeah, I feel like some of these maps that kind of drop the ball on really having just anything interesting to see anywhere at all. Which does bum me out a good deal. The maps that did have anything for me to cling to at all, namely, to some degree, the Glacier Resort, and having, you know, paid more attention to it, I do think so. That was a pretty good one. But especially the quarry, I really clung to what there was there to see. I'll leave this one short. I don't think I really care to do an enduro here, just because, like, it's just gonna be through almost exclusively the swamp section that has no landmarks that I can identify, so there's not much point. You just have the military compound, which is kind of sizable and interesting. In particular, the little tank training area. And then just vague swamp everywhere else. It's not that interesting. I will still say that Beaver Dam got kind of redeemed in my eyes when I actually explored it, because there is a number of landmarks there, and I like how you have exits through roads and whatnot that help you orient yourself around too. But otherwise, well, that's just pretty disappointing. So next time, we'll do Columba, and that will be the finale of this game. And then next week we'll come back playing something else, and I know what that is, and it'll be something very different. But anyways, that's for you to worry about later. For now, I'll head on off to the beach to finish things off. Bye everyone.